Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a review and demo on a new product, the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Compact. And IT Cosmetics, I love their CC cream. I've only tried their original formula. They also have an illuminating formula, which I've been wanting to try. But honestly, their regular formula I feel like is good for all skin types. I'm so interested to try the illuminating one. But for something more, as they claim on the full coverage side, I was excited because I'm a full coverage type of girl. I love my medium to full coverage, and just some of the claims that they were kind of saying, the fact that they said it was a solid serum, the word serum stuck out to me, the fact that it was supposed to be hydrating. They had some claims like, oh, developed like plastic surgeons to give you like that really nice, you know, kind of coverage feel on your face. I was like, okay, we'll see how it goes. But just like the kind of like the fact that it was like a cream compact, I've always kind of wanted to try a cream. I really was interested to see how it would work with my dry skin. I was seeing a lot of maybe oily, normal to oily skin people really loving this. I was like, okay, they say it's good for all skin types, so let's see if it's good for dry skin, because the CC cream, honestly, I would say I think it's good for dry skin, and I know like other skin types love that one as well. So I was interested. This is only 0.63 ounces. It's $38. IT Cosmetics is definitely on that higher end. I find IT Cosmetics at Ulta now. Apparently they have it at Sephora as well. You can check their own website. They also usually, I feel like, have it in like the, what do you call those? Is it QVC or like the Home Shopping Network type things, where they have really good deals for this. So there's a couple places you can get it. $38. I don't know what kind of day I was having, but it was payday. It was just one of those, like, I haven't gone shopping in a while, and it was just like one of those throw it in the bag type of days. I was like, did I really just throw this $38 foundation in my bag? I was like, oh, I kind of hope I don't like it so I can have a reason to return it. So there's a reason why I don't do first impressions, because I really feel like your impression can really change from the first time you try the product, depending on how's your skin doing that day, what primer, what moisturizer, what brush. In this case, I feel like what brush really made a difference, because honestly, when I first used this product, I was like, what? I don't like this. I do not like this. I was actually doing an Instagram live video. Not that many people were watching. It was my first time I was testing it out. So I decided, you know what? Let me play with this product. I was just playing with some makeup, playing with some new products. And the brush that I used, I was not a fan. I used another one and another one. I was just not loving it. So that day I was just like, I was not liking the way it sat on my skin. But I'm glad I kept trying it. I was using different products. And for me personally, let me show you the different brushes I have used for this foundation and the one that worked for me. So the first brush that I tried was the Real Techniques. This is their buffing brush. I love this brush for foundations, and I tried this for the first time with this Confidence in a Compact, and I was not feeling it. It looked super streaky. It was not blending in. I was like, what is going on? So after that, I was like, okay, I tried, you know, part of my face. It was not working, so I was like, okay, let's, you know, move on to the next brush. I tried, I think this is like a crown brush, a lot of different brushes. You can probably find this at Morphe, you can find this from Sigma, but it's a rounded kabuki, so on the top. So I was thinking, okay, let's, you know, kind of get more coverage in there. Also, I was not a fan of this. It's like, oh my god. Then the next one, you know what, let me try my go-to. This works amazing. This is the Sephora. This is their Pro Flawless Airbrush number 56. I love this brush so much. This is my favorite brush to use with the Makeup Forever HD Stick Foundation. I think it just blends flawlessly. Was not liking it. I was like, okay, it's gotta be this foundation. After I was done, I pressed it down with my beauty blender that day, and I was like, I think it's okay. With the beauty blender, I think you can get really great coverage. Like if you're someone who likes maybe more on the lighter side, you want like a quick coverage, I would definitely go in. The part that I love about the beauty blender, you just take it, dab it in, dab it around your face, you know, it's good to go. But it's gonna take a lot more layers if you do want that medium to full coverage. So if you are a full coverage type of girl, I will say this foundation, I don't think it's full coverage right off the bat. I feel like it's a medium to buildable full coverage. However, I'm glad I did not give up on this foundation, because the brush I ended up really loving is the flat top kabuki brush. So the other ones, you know, are my other foundation brush. This one is flat. I don't know if it makes a difference. Let me know if you've tried it and if it's made a difference, whether like your brush is more round or not, but I feel like the flat top made a difference. This one is the Makeup Geek Foundation Sipping Brush. Sigma also has one of these. Morphe, you can find one of these, but for some reason the flat top made a huge difference for me. And honestly, for me to apply it, I've seen some people just kind of, you know, stroke it down. I like to really work it and buff it and just, you know, stipple it stipple it, keyword stipple it, onto the face. So if you're someone who likes to do strokes down, really press it into the skin, dab it all around. I feel like that's the way that works best for me. I don't know if it's just for dry skin, just because when I kind of like stroke it down, I feel like it's just not good for my skin type. I feel like oily skin, you can do that. It just really just glides down. For me, I really need to work it into the skin. That's why usually I love a beauty blender, because I can just pounce and do whatever I need to. But dry skin, you have to work a little bit harder with foundations, and just really work that and buff that into the skin. I think this type of brush, a flat one, works best, especially because the brush they do recommend to go with the foundation is also a flat brush, I noticed. I don't know if that makes a certain difference. If you've tried the brush, let me know, but I think IT Cosmetics brushes are beautiful. They're so soft, so luxurious. I want them all, but they're expensive. So I was like, you know what, let me try one of my brushes first. And I love the flat one. If you tried the one that it comes with, let me know if that made a difference for you. But I think a brush really makes a difference. If you're struggling and you feel like the foundation's not applying well, don't give up. Experiment, try some of your other brushes. If not, go for the beauty blender and just build it up a little bit more. I feel like once I found the brush that worked for this foundation, I really loved it. I changed my mind about it. I love the way that it applied. I love the way that it sat on my skin. One thing I will say, it's only 0.63 ounces. Most foundations come, you know, with 1 fluid ounce. I get it, this is a thicker foundation maybe, but I feel like I'm already kind of making a dent. Like, I'm probably gonna finish this a lot quicker because I feel like it's not full coverage right away. I have to maybe do 2 layers. 1 layer, I think it's a good nice medium coverage, but 2 layers gives you that full coverage. I feel like I do use a lot of product, like it's already kind of indented there. So the smell, it does have a strong smell. I like the way that it smells. But if you're someone who's sensitive to smell, it might irritate your skin, or it might bother you. It does say that it's supposed to work for sensitive skin. I know sometimes scents do irritate sensitive skin, so maybe this is a scent that won't, depending on you, if that's something that irritates you or you just can't be bothered by it. I think it smells really nice, but it is really strong. I see this as a medium. I like to apply it as 2 layers to a full coverage. However, it doesn't feel heavy on my skin. This feels really, really light. I like the way that it feels on my skin. It does feel really hydrating. However, I will say there is maybe some sort of not like tackiness, but you definitely have to set this, especially for oily skin. I would say set it. Dry skin, I feel like I do have to set it. It dries down. For me, this feels like a really nice, like natural satin finish, natural medium full coverage, you know, type of look. So I would call it like on the satin side. Oily skin, I wonder if it's, you know, gonna be more on the hydrating, luminous side for you, because this does not feel matte on my skin. It does not feel dry. I will say sometimes I do get dry around my T-zone and my nose area, but for me, dry skin, that's normal. 9 out of 10 foundations, unless it's like super dewy. But regardless, if I just don't moisturize all that well, it's gonna get dry around there. That's just how it is for me. A lot of foundations tend to maybe dry up around there, but it's not something that I notice right away, whereas if it's something more of a matte foundation, it is just not working for me. Because this is a cream foundation, I feel like it's a thicker consistency, not thick feeling on my face. I like that it wears how it wears throughout the day. I feel like it just kind of melts into my skin. It just kind of airbrushes itself in. So I like how it looks towards the end of the day. And honestly, this can last me like the 8+ hours. I can take this throughout the whole workday. I've worn this from the morning until the nighttime, and I just feel like it gets, for me, a little bit, not dewier, but just more, it gives me that healthy glow. Blendability wise, once again, I feel like it depends what brush you use. Depending, I would say, I honestly suggest maybe, I don't know if it's just me, but I would say avoid more rounded brush. Get something with the flat top, and this is gonna blend so beautifully, so easily. I love the way that it feels on my skin as I'm blending. Maybe that's a problem because I just want to keep blend, add more and more and more, but it blends beautifully. I gotta say, I really love this foundation, actually. I gotta say, I really love this foundation. I hate how much I love it because it is $38. I was like, I was hoping I wouldn't like it, so I have an excuse to return. I was like, why did you put it in your bag? But I really like it. For dry skin, if you're curious, I would say definitely check it out. The only thing I'm like iffy about is the amount of product that I'm getting, and I'm just wondering if I'm gonna make a dent soon and if it's gonna, you know, kind of use up. But honestly, this is a foundation that I can see I like that it's in a compact, so I can just stipple my brush in there and stipple on my face, so it's less of a mess. You know, when you get liquid foundations, you gotta get a pan, maybe you gotta put it in the back of your hand and you gotta clean that. So I think it's very mess proof, and especially if you want to do it on the go, this is really easy. I love the way that it looks in photos, on camera, and just when looking in the mirror, my skin just looks really beautiful. I, you know, usually use a Fix Plus if you feel like maybe you want to mesh it and airbrush it. If you have dry skin, it just gives it an extra boost to it. But overall, if you're interested, I would definitely say check it out. I forgot to mention, I have mine in the shade Light, and that's something maybe I'm not a fan of, is their color selection. Like their CC creams, they don't have that many. They have a wider color selection than their CC creams, which is like, what, 3 or 4 colors? This one has only about 8 colors, so it might be kind of hard to color match. That might be an issue. That might be a con for some people. So for me, actually, that's actually a con. Luckily, I have the shade Light, and I think it matches me very well. Hopefully you're not in between, because it's a little bit harder to kind of mix compact foundations. So hopefully they come out with more colors eventually, because I'm really loving it. I feel like a lot of people are really loving it. I think it's worth a try. If you guys have tried this foundation, and let me know if you liked it or didn't like it, and what your skin type is. Maybe that's a factor depending on it. I'm curious to see if any other dry skin people have liked this foundation like me. If you haven't, I would honestly say one thing that really helps with this, any foundation, if you have dry skin, moisturize really well, and that alone makes a huge difference on how foundations apply. In the description box, I'll list my list of other foundation colors, just so you can kind of, maybe sometimes that's helpful for some people to kind of like match, like, okay, where am I going to be maybe in the spectrum. Once again, I do wear the color Light. I think that was a good color choice for me. If I'm tanner, maybe I'll go up, but we'll see how it goes. And honestly, I just wonder how long this will last. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to keep up with some more videos, and I'll see you guys next time.